Hi friends, Bowie here. I use they, them pronouns. Welcome to another training session. Before we jump in, I would like to acknowledge that these videos are recorded on the stolen lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. Sovereignty never was and never will be ceded, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I also want to give a big thanks to Drum and Street Services and Queer Space for working with us to help bring you these videos so that you can enjoy the fun stuff at home. Now let's get into it. If you are someone new to our video, welcome. We're going to start with a warm-up. If you are someone who's returning to one of our videos, you may be familiar with some of our warm-up, but we're changing things up a bit today. But we will begin going through some joint movements because they are just good for us. So we're going to start at the top, at our necks. Not the top here, we can't do much moving with our top of our head, with our necks. So we're going to take our chin to start with, and we're going to look up towards the roof, pointing our chin up, so we don't want our head to sink back down. So we reach up with our chin, and then we tuck our chin down to our collarbone. And we look up and down nice and slowly, 10 in each direction. So that's 3, 4, 5, that's it, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to take our ear and we're going to tilt it down to our shoulder, left and right, alternating, 10 in each direction. It's 3, it's 4, it's 5, 6. We always want to be nice and slow with our neck movements because our neck is not designed for lots of fast, forceful movements. It's 8, 2 more. That's it. Now we're going to take our chin and we're going to bring it to our collarbone. We're going to look to the right and we're going to look to the left, alternating left and right for 10 each side. So that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's it. It's nice and slow. 6, 7, and just getting to where you can get to. There's no need to push it further than what you're comfortable. 8, 9, that's 10, or maybe that's 10. Who knows? Around 10. We're going to move down now to our shoulders. So you have two options here. If you're someone who has a bit tricksy shoulders, you're going to do a shrug and you're just going to lead with your elbow here, coming to the height that you feel comfortable coming to, that feels safe for your shoulder. If you have shoulders that don't mind doing a bit more movement, you're going to keep a nice straight arm and you're going to pass it up, back, past your ear as close as you can get to it. So bringing your arm right up and a nice smooth circle around. We're going to go 10 on one side, forwards and backwards, and then we're going to switch it over and do 10 on the other side, forwards and backwards. So let's start. 10 circles, going forwards nice and slow. 1, 2. We don't want to swing here, we want control the whole way. So we're not using momentum to get our arm around. We're going to use the muscles in our shoulder to make those nice smooth circles. I think it's about 6, 7, it's 8, 9, and 10, and then we're going to back the other way, bringing our arm up past the ear. If we can get our arm to brush our ear as we go past, totally work with that. 2, but you don't want to bring your head to your ear, so you don't want to be reaching for your arm. You want to make your arm do that moving. I think it's about 4, 5, 6, 7, it's 8, 9, and 10, and then we're going to swap sides. We're going to do the exact same thing on our left, starting with circles or shrugs forwards. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we'll come back the other way, passing our arm as close to our ear as we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. Taking our hands now, we're going to just bend our elbows, tuck our elbows into the sides here, and we're going to look at the palms of our hands. And from here, we're going to circle them towards ourselves for 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we'll go back the other way now. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, as though we're looking at the backs of our hands this time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nicely done. Moving down to our hips now. We're going to stand with our feet just around hip width, maybe a little bit wider, but don't go too wide here, but also don't go too narrow because we don't want to tip over. What we're going to do is we're going to take our hands, we're going to give them the very important job of resting on our hips here. And this just stops them from dangling about in a little bit of a weird way. And we're going to push our hips forwards now. Circle all the way around out to the left, push our butt out at the back so it feels a bit weird, around to the right and back around to the front. I'm going to keep on doing 10 circles like this, and then we're going to switch it up and go back the other way. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Excellent. Moving down to our knees now. And you can have your feet together here or just a little bit apart. You're going to dip your knees, rest your hands just on top of them really lightly here. We don't want to be leaning our body weight, so we want our butts to be pointed back and our torso to be held up by that little press back of our hips there. Hands are gently resting on the tops of our knees. We're going to bend forward. We're going to circle around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to come back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Finishing up now with ankle circles. Now, if you need help balancing, because we are going to be on one foot, you can use the back of a chair, the back of your couch, a broomstick, like a wall, just something to kind of touch there, just to give you that little bit of stability. Because we're going to have one foot off the ground. We're going to circle inwards and then outwards. We're going to 10 in each direction on each side. So if you've found your stability device or if you're ready to go just as you are, we're going to start with circles inwards for 10. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to swap sides. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. Moving on now, we're going to do 10 squats. So feet are going to be somewhere probably just wider than hip width. Toes are slightly outwards. There's not going to be a specific foot spot because all of our hips are different. So work with where you feel comfortable. You want to make sure your feet are in a position where your heels aren't lifting up though. We don't want this. And just getting as low as you can get. There is no right or wrong here. Working within your limits. Absolutely perfect. If you even need to have a chair behind you to squat, just in case you don't feel quite comfortable doing it without something there for support, definitely go with that as well. But once we've got ourselves set up, we're going to take our hands, we're going to put them in front of our chest, we're going to bend our knees, we're going to push our butt back. The really important thing here is to push your butt back like you're going to sit down. It's 2, just getting as low as you can. 3, 4, that's it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Alrighty, friends. We are taking it down to the ground now. Here we are on the floor. We're going to come around and lay down on our stomach. Hands are going to be under the fronts of your shoulders, tops of your feet resting flat on the floor, and we're going to slowly straighten our arms up just as much as you can. Like, there's no minimum requirement for how much you can or can't straighten your arms here, and just allowing a nice gentle curve to happen in your back. It's a really nice movement that counters a lot of the sitting that we do through the day, and slowly, gradually working our way up to straighter arms. But remember, there's no rush here. If you can't get to straight arms, that's okay. Just get to where you can get to, and it's all good. That's it. Nice. Coming up onto our hands and knees now. We're going to sit back onto our heels. We're going to take our hands, we're going to rotate them around, fingertips come to knees, and we're going to put our palms flat on the floor. And we're just going to hold this position. This is good. We're going to do a little bit of work on our hands today, so it's important that we get our forearms nice and stretched out and our wrists nice and warmed up so that they don't get a bit of a surprise when we start asking them to bear a little bit of weight for us. That's it. I'm just going to breathe here, making sure we're not sinking down, so keeping our shoulders away from our ears. That's it. And that's about 30 seconds. I'm going to flip it over. Backs of the hands come to the floor, fingertips come to knees. And we're going to go this way. Again, keeping our ears and shoulders away from each other. And just moving your hands as far away from your knees as you need to help feel that stretch through this outside edge of your arm here. The closer you are to your knees, the less the stretch is. If you're feeling it too intensely, you can always lift your butt up off your heels a little bit there. But just working with where you're at. There's no minimum requirement here. That's it. And that's probably around enough time. We can give our wrists a bit of a shake out. We're going to come onto our hands and knees now, and we're going to take our hand and we're going to imagine that we have to keep it touching the floor, but we're going to do these little circles here. So our palm comes, we turn our elbow in, and we spin the top of our hand around. And then we're going to go back the other way, making sure that at all times there's one part of our hand touching the floor. So really, don't be afraid to get your whole arm involved here, getting our elbows nice and warmed up. That's it. Then we're going to swap sides. We're going to do exactly the same thing on this side. Turning our hand, top of it comes to the floor, spinning it around, palm down, palm up, palm down, palm up. That's the way. Really warming up our elbows here. That's it. Then we're going to go back the other way. That's it. This one can feel a little bit awkward, but that's okay. Just working with where you're at. This is definitely not a movement we do super often. Coming back, shaking it out. Well done, friends. We're moving on now. We're going to do some 7-minute intervals. I hope to get started and I hope you enjoy it. Here we are, friends. We are starting on the floor, so if you are not down here already, please come join me on your own respective floor. We have 3 exercises to get through today. We're going to work for 7 minutes, resting as little as possible, but work with where you're at. And we are going to, let's just get started. I'm going to demonstrate these, but you're going to work through them with me as I'm demonstrating. So I'm going to start my magical green wristwatch here with our timer, buzz, and we're going to start with a crab walk, which is sitting on our butts. We're going to have our feet flat on the ground, and we're going to put our hands out behind us, kind of like we're casually watching something in front, but we're going to lift our butts up, and we're going to start stepping with our right foot and our hands, and we're going to walk our way along. And we're going to move our opposite at the same time here. So you notice my left foot steps and my right hand moves. And we're going to go for 8, which is about that. Moving on, we're going to go to a tricep push-up. Now feel free to use an incline for this, because the way a tricep push-up works is we do have our hands closer together under our bodies. You can put them into a full magical diamond hand, bink, just like this. Our legs come out behind us, nice and level. You can go from your knees, or you can go from the bench over there. And we're going to do 6. So looking forward, you can have your feet together apart, whatever works for you. Just nice and slow in your own time. Nice. Once we've done 6 of those, I've got a special treat for you today, friends. One of my favorite kettlebell moves. We're doing it with our body weight because we can. It is called a Turkish Get Up. So we start on our side in the fetal position. We're going to just take one hand, close in a fist, put our other hand over the top. We're going to roll onto our back, and the hand that's getting wrapped up, it presses straight up. Our other hand and our foot on the opposite side come down, our hand comes to hip height, and our leg extends out. From here, we're going to keep this hand up the whole time now, and we're going to keep our eyes on it the whole time. So we're going to roll up onto our elbow. Our hand is going to be on the floor here. We're going to press up onto our hand. That's it. From here, this is the tricky part, we're going to lift our butt up as high as we can and step that straight leg back through so it's underneath us. That's the way. From here, we're going to bring ourselves up to this kind of split kneeling position. We're going to take our back leg here, our left leg that we're kneeling on. We're going to make like a windscreen wiper. So now we're in a forward kneeling position, keeping our arm up, and we're going to come up in a nice big lunge step and step forward. Ta-da! But now here comes the fun part. We're going to reverse that. So we step back, we bring our knee down to the floor with as much control as we can. This back leg here, we windscreen wipe it back into that position that we were in when we started. We're going to slide our hand down the front of our leg and bring it straight out so it's underneath our shoulder here. We're going to step through and sit down onto the side of our butt. Come down onto our elbow, back down onto our back, bend everything up. Yay, we did it. This one's got a lot of movement, so just working through in your own time. Don't worry if you don't get it all at once. Totally okay. We work with where we're at. Let's stay here. We're going to wrap our opposite fist up now. Press it up. Our right arm and our right leg come down to our sides. And this time, I'm gonna spin around actually so you don't see my back here. And this time, we're gonna come up onto our right elbow. Our palm wants to be down here because we're gonna bring ourselves up so that we're leaning on that hand. Lifting our hips up again as high as we can. Stepping back through. We come up. We're kneeling. We windscrew and wipe our back leg. Slowly stand up. Yay! Then we reverse that. So we step back. Bring our knee down to the floor. Turn this back leg here. This one. Bink. Hand onto the front of our right thigh. Slide it down the front. As we do this, we're pushing our hips back. And we bring our hand out and down so it's under our shoulder. At this point, you can even look down if you like. See that your hand, it should be right under your eyes there, under your shoulder. Doing well. We're going to take the weight on our left foot and our right hand and step our right leg through. Come down onto our right elbow, onto our back. Ta-da! Well done, friends. That one has a lot of steps. So working with where you're at. If you went from the floor to standing and back down to the floor again, you've just won. It doesn't matter if you quite got all the steps in there. Doing well. Going back to our Crabby Walks now. Hips up. We're going to start stepping our left foot and our right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay! Coming over. Tricep push-ups. We're going to do 6 tricep push-ups. Diamond hands. That's it. Going from the incline or from our knees if we like. Body's nice and strong in a plank position. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Just enough time. Let's do a Turkish Get Up. Right hand is up. Left foot and leg and arm are down. Roll up. Come up. 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 Always moving up. Windscreen wipe the back leg. Stand up. Going back down. Stepping through. Amazing. Let's do our opposite side. Left hand comes up, right leg and hand to the floor. We roll up. Roll up. We come up and backwards, but that's okay. We turn, we step up. That's it. Stepping back, down. We windscreen wipe that back leg. Our hand comes down to the floor. We step through, come down to the elbow, come down onto the back. Buzz. We are done. Well done, friends. That one can be a little bit tricky with those Turkish Get-Ups. So if you want to try them again or if you want to slow it down, practice each part. You can pause the video and just figure things out, work through it. They are a fun one, a bit complex, but you've done well. We've got 2 more intervals to get through. So have a sip of water, have a breather, and we're going to jump straight back into it. Here we are, friends, round interval number 2. We have another 3 exercises to get through. As with the other interval, we will work through them as I demonstrate. So let's start our magical green wristwatch, Buzz. And we're going to start with a sumo squat. So we want our feet wider than our shoulders. Hands in front of the chest. We're going to go for 10. So squatting down, pushing our knees out nice and wide here. 1, 2, just getting as low as you can. There's no rule here, just where you're at. It's 4. It's 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 1 more. and 10. Amazing. Bringing it back, feet are closed. We're gonna do something a little bit different now. Now, as an alternative here, we're gonna do a lunge variation called a curtsy lunge. But if you don't feel good about that, you're just gonna do a standard step back lunge. So if this is your alternative, step back lunge. But if you're up for a little bit of a challenge, we're gonna do what's called a curtsy lunge. So left foot is gonna be on the floor. Our right foot steps back and across behind us, and then we bend there. And we're gonna go 1, 2. Either way we're doing this, we're going for 6, 3, 4, that's it, almost there. 5, one more, and 6. Amazing. Swapping sides, right foot comes to floor. We step back and across, or we do just a standard lunge. 1, 2, that's it. 3, 4, 5, one more, 6. Glorious. Bringing it down to the floor now, because we are going to do a side plank. So 2 options here. You can go low on your elbow if you feel more comfortable here. You can go from an incline actually as well with your hand, just wherever you're at. I'm going to demonstrate a low elbow. Alternative is a nice straight arm here. But let's get in that position. And we're just going to hold here. We're going to go for 20 seconds. We're just going to breathe. That's the way. Doing well. If you need to drop down at any point and have a rest, definitely do that. Work with where you're at. You know your body best. Almost there. And relaxing, coming down. That's it. Swapping sides. Coming over onto our right elbow or our right hand. Remembering you can go from the bench. You can go from a straight arm on the floor. 20 seconds. Let's go. Keeping your elbow and shoulder under each other as best you can. Keeping your hips nice and level. I like to squeeze my fist here. Helps to generate tension and makes things a bit easier. As easy as these can be. And relaxing. Nice. That is 1 time through. Popping back up. Let's go through this again. Sumo squats. Feet come wider than the shoulders. Our toes are slightly outwards. Hands are in front of the chest. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Curtsy squats or standard squat, lunge, not squats, we just did squats. Curtsy lunge or a standard step back lunge, whatever you feel comfortable to do. We're going to start standing on our left foot, moving our right foot. So curtsy lunge, we step back and across. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 more, 6, swapping sides, 1, 2, 3, that's it, 4, it's 5, ooh, 1 more, and 6. Amazing, back down on the floor for our 20-second side plank. Hooray, we have just under 2 minutes to go. Doing really well. That's it. Elbow under the shoulder. You can use this top hand to help you get into position. And let's go. Just trying to breathe here. Keeping everything nice and level, but coming down if you feel you have to. Like there's definitely no, you have to stay the whole time up. Work with where you're at, friends. That's it, almost there. And relaxing. Oh, some shouting magpies outside. just wanting to get in on the action. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. That's it. Thank you. Glorious songs of little black and white birds. That's it. Doing well. Can't remember what time I looked at this at. Whoops. We'll go for another 3, 2, 1, and relaxing. That feels about right. Magpies are distracting me. Let's jump it up. We have one more time with our sumo squats. Well, that's what you think. Alrighty. Let's go. We've got 25 seconds now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna make it. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Buzz, yes. Well done, friends. We have one more interval to get through. So have a breather, have a sip of water. Let's finish this off. Here we are, friends, last 7 minutes. We are starting on the floor. So if you are not here already, make your way down. We're going to start with some reverse planks. These ones can be a little bit of a challenge. You can use an incline here. We're going to be going from our elbows though. So you want to be on something that's not going to slip back. As with the other 2 intervals, I will be demonstrating and we'll be working through these together. So I'm going to start the clock. Buzz, and let's go. I'm going to come down onto our elbows now, making sure they're under our shoulders as much as possible. Our feet are going to be together, and we're going to lift our hips up off the floor. I'm going to hold for 10 seconds, or as long as you feel comfortable to do so. And relaxing. Nicely done. Those ones can be a bit tricky, so just working with where you're at. Totally okay. Coming up to our hands and knees now. We're going to make sure our hands are under our shoulders and our knees are under our hips. We're going to reach our left hand and our right foot out. We're going to bring them together under us. Touch, knee to elbow, and back out again. That's it. We're just going to work through this. 3, 4, 10 of them. Yes. 4. It's 5. 6. Just keeping your leg level with your hips. You don't have to reach above that. 7. 8, 9, I think that's 10. Now, and let's swap sides. Same thing other side. Reaching our right hand out, left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. Finishing off, standing up. It's our 3rd exercise here. I'm going to do an inchworm. So your feet are going to be just wherever you feel comfortable to have them. You're going to bend your knees down as much as you need to put your hands on the floor. And then from here, you're just going to walk yourself out. Walking, walking, walking. Reaching as far forward as you can, but it doesn't matter how far out you can get. If your hands only come to here, that's perfect. That's where you're at. We're going to do 5 of these. That's 2. 3, 4, 1 more. Okay, starting back at the top now on the floor with our reverse planks. Our legs are out in front of us, elbows are resting under our shoulders. We have 10 seconds. Let's go 2, 1, and lift. Just getting your hips up as high as you can. That's the way. Resting if you need to, it's okay. And relaxing. Well done. Coming over onto our hands and knees. We have our diagonal knee to elbows. Let's go left hand, right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And swapping sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back down. Standing up. We have 5 inchworms. Doing well here. We've got much less than halfway to go. Bending our knees down, hands come to floor. We're going to walk ourselves out as far as we can, and then walk ourselves back. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 1 more. 5. 'Kay, back down on the floor. We've got less than 90 seconds to go. We have 10 seconds of our reverse planks. Elbows under our shoulders. 2, 1, let's go. Just breathing through, doing really well. And relaxing. Nice. Less than 60 seconds. Oh my God, we're gonna get some of these in. We're gonna do 5 each side, and I think that'll about do it. Let's go left hand, right foot. 1, 2, nice and controlled now, we're not rushing. 3, 4, 5, that's it. Let's swap sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got more. Let's do another 5 on the other side. Yes, we're going to get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Finishing it off strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Buzz. Yes, we are done. Way to go, friends. 3 7-minute rounds. Hope you enjoyed them. I hope you learned something new, move your body in some interesting ways. Feel free to go back and practice any of those moves if you're feeling interested in them. Taking your time, of course, there's no rush with any of this. Movement doesn't have to be rushed. You can take your time. The slower you go, the more muscles in your body work and the more benefit you actually get from it, as opposed to trying to rush through things and swing your limbs around. That's how we get injured. So take your time. I hope you have a most glorious, whatever time of the day or night it is for you. And I look forward to having you join us in our next training session. See you later, pals.